Repaying this loan yesterday, Elon, it must feel good to kind of hit back the critics like Mitt Romney, who called your company a loser.
Well, it really feels good to have repaid the U.S. taxpayer. That's really what's important here. And we didn't just repay the principal. We actually repaid it with interest and a bonus payment. So ultimately, the U.S. taxpayer actually made a profit of over $20 million on this loan.
Right.
So in fact, for this loan, at least, people's tax bill actually went slightly down.
Right. In fact, as you say, I mean, the Energy Department said it was something on the order of about $26 million that they made in profit on this. Elon, you mentioned yesterday to our Bloomberg reporter, Elon Unchained, that this feels like a great weight off of your chest. What are you now able to do that you couldn't before, now that you've repaid this loan?
Well, I think the weight off the chest I was referring to is more from the sense of, I felt that we had a moral obligation to discharge this loan at the earliest reasonable opportunity, while still being good to the institutional shareholders that have supported Tesla over the years, like Fidelity and others.
Mm-hmm.
So it was really a balance of those two things. And we were attacked a lot by in certain quarters for having some government debt, and I think that it actually matters to some consumers out there to whether or not a company actually does have a government debt, and being able to say, okay, we've fully repaid that debt with interest. I think is helpful to some number of people out there.
Well, I mean,
in thinking about buying a car. So.
Well, that's right. But Elon, I mean, as I was just pointing out when I had shown the clip of Mitt Romney, I mean, you do feel like you can stand a little bit taller when you go to Washington, because those critics, many of them came from Washington.
Right. We certainly have taken quite a bit of criticism over the years, but it is worth noting that for the first several years, the funding from Tesla was entirely private, and in fact, I provided most of that initial funding, and in late 2008, I actually gave the last money that I had to Tesla to keep the company going. And then some credit must also be given to Daimler, that made an investment in early 2009, and then the first money under the Advanced Technology Vehicle Manufacturing Program actually only arrived in roughly March 2010. Right. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, clearly, I mean, you did stake not only your reputation, but also your money in Tesla. So let's talk a little bit about the company itself and what's in the future. I mean, tell me so far, Elon, the last time you and I talked, you announced that financing program. How is that going?
Oh, the consumer financing program, in terms of making it easier to purchase a Model S, that's going reasonably well. I think we, in the first version of the financing program, didn't get it quite right, but then we were able to work with our banking partners, Wells Fargo and US Bank, to come up with more compelling financing alternatives, such that even if you just take gasoline savings into account, you can buy a Model S for around $550 to $600 a month.